Hi everyone, it's Nubian Sun Ra back with another video. And before I lay my head, I wanted to put out an important message for those who are just waking up or is in the process of waking up. And even if you are awakened and transitioning into your different seasons and phases of self and consciousness. I just wanted to say that the shift is making the deceptive people, the narcissists, the demons, whatever terminology you want to use, it's making them act in an unusual nature. I've been experiencing some things, and I was felt to share some things with you all. And not all of these things I have experienced recently. Some of these things I've experienced in the past, and I'm just now making the connections, basically. So, one thing is for sure, and two things for certain, is that they do not want us to have a hold on the 5D and what we have experienced with them in the 5D. So once we wake up, because they say the 5D is like a dream. So it's like once you wake up out of the dream, you're into 3D. And so once you wake up, they'll act like nothing happened. They'll act normal, and they'll expect you to have a psychotic reaction, because they're already trying to make people that are tapped in spiritually, that have gifts and that are aware, they're trying to make us seem like we're crazy, and it's a setup. So the best way to fool the fool that think they're fooling you is to just keep it cool, because we know what's really happening, and we know that we are not mentally ill, that it's a projection, and they're the ones that's mentally ill. And so with that truth being said, we don't have anything to prove. So whenever you are having to come face to face with these people or deal with these people, it should always be on a 3D level. And you are making your decisions, discernments, and moves off of 5D. And that's how you stay above it. But you have to do a lot of work with self-discipline, discernment, and detachment. You have to detach from your ego, because they will play on your ego. And if there's no ego to play on, then there's nothing that they can use against you. The chess game analogy is basically just using everything that you have accumulated throughout your journey as of wherever you are at the point in time, using it to your advantage to keep yourself from falling into any traps that's set. Yes, we are divinely protected, but a lot of times we have to do work, and we have to pretty much work with our higher self that's in the 5D to make the acts and decisions with us and correspond with the 3D body. And it is something that is often done. It's just not really something a lot of people talk about. We only hear about the ones that did get trapped and end up in mental institutions and or pass away, things like that. We never hear about the ones who stood and fought without anything getting in their way. For example, it's like, the indigenous people of the planet, they always speak about the ones that drowned themselves or the ones that got killed within a revolutionary war. They never talk about the ones that they could not kill. Pretty much the ones that got away. And they do that to make it seem like it's not possible. It's a scare tactic. So whenever we wake up, we have to pretty much choose our dialect and moves differently. Not saying we discard 5D completely and become what they would call a part of the system, like an agent, like working with them or pretending. You just have to do it in a way that is reasonably opposition, but they know exactly what's going on, like on a 3D level. And there are certain words that are understood or understood, and there is no way that it could be traced because there are people that have paved the way for us. We just have to know how to do it, basically. And in my last video, I was talking about altars. You can make an altar, or some people will just wear crystals and they'll tat themselves with sacred symbols. And it's like a walking form of expression of protection. And our ancestors did that, like the African and then the Indian tribe. They used to mark themselves with paint, or even like brand themselves and stuff like that. And that is something that has to be researched, or you can find it within yourself. Like once you've done the work and meditated enough and found your higher self and able to channel that information and find that information, then we could go about doing that. But it's all set in time, and we can never know the day or time we are receiving that information. It just happens. So we do the best that we can with what we have. But yeah, it's important that we stay above it, because they are really starting to become impatient and desperate, to the point where they are literally discarding truth and what's right, like common decency. They're throwing it out the window. And they're making illusions, to the point where it'll be hard for a person with a good heart to see any way out, to the point where it'll make you aggressive and it'll make you want to act, but you can't. Not in that way. We have to be strategic about how we go about doing things. And I put out a lot of information, but this is common information, and it's nothing that can be used to the point where it is like helping the other team out, or whatever you want to call it. Because at the end of the day, common information is common information. And it's not about what we know, it's about how we use it. And then it's not about how we use it, it's about who we are. Yeah, that's all I want to say for this video. I hope everyone is meditating, earthing, drinking your water, saying your affirmations, meditating, and loving yourself. Peace and love.